Welcome to Loksatta Yashasvi Bhava. I, Ajit Nambiar, had previously taught you certain points or certain basics of quadratic equations. That is, the four methods of solving quadratic equations. Let us continue further. Dear friends, if you remember, last time we did factorization method and formula method. Today, we will learn about perfect square method and substitution method. Now here, in this session, let us start with perfect square method. Perfect square method or completing the square method, both means the same. So if in your question paper, if it is said, solve the following by perfect square method or solve the following by completing the square method, remember that both means the same. Now here, for perfect square method, let us see two quadratic equations, one by one each. X square plus 8x plus 9 equal to 0. Now dear friends, here the value of a, that is the first coefficient, is 1. So we can call it as type 1, where the value of a is 1. Now x square plus 8x plus 9 is equal to 0. We take the last term on the other side. So rule number 1, while doing perfect square method, you have to remember that the last term, that is the constant term, has to be taken on the other side of the equation. Second rule, there is a formula to be known. Third term is half into coefficient of x the whole square. I repeat, third term is equal to half into coefficient of x the whole square. Now there is a mistake which students normally commit. Coefficient of x the whole square means, remember that half also comes inside the bracket. Students commit a mistake. They take half outside and the remaining part inside. So please don't do it. Half has to come inside the bracket itself. So we get coefficient of x here is 8. So half into 8 the whole square is 2 with 8. It cancels up to get 4. So 4 square is 16. So third term of this quadratic equation is 16 to make it a perfect square. We add 16 on both sides of the equation. So we get x square plus 8x plus 16 is equal to minus 9 plus 16. We added 16 on both sides. After this, what we are going to do is take the square root of the first term. So the square root of the first term means x square's square root is x. Sign of the middle term. Sign of the middle term here is plus. Square root of the last term. The last term is 16. The square root of 16 is 4. So we get x plus 4 the whole square is equal to minus 9 plus 16, that gives you 7. Now further, 7 can be written as root 7 the whole square. So we get x plus 4 the whole square is equal to root 7 the whole square. We take square root of both sides. Here we can write in bracket take square root of both sides. X plus 4 is equal to plus or minus root 7. X plus 4 is equal to plus or minus root 7. Therefore, x plus 4 is equal to root 7 or x plus 4 is equal to minus root 7. X is equal to, we take plus 4 on this side, we get minus 4 plus root 7, or x is equal to minus 4 minus root 7. Therefore, the solution set is minus 4 plus root 7, comma, minus 4 minus root 7. This was as far as the type 1 was concerned, where remember that the value of a was 1. Now what will you do if the value of a is more than 1? Let's see here. Here a is greater than 1 because we have got 4p square plus 7 equal to 12p. That means the value of a is 4 here, which is greater than 1. Divide throughout by that number, that is the value of a itself. What is the value of a here? 4. So we divide it by 4 on both sides. So we get p square plus 7 upon 4 is equal to 3p. We shift this 3p on this side and shift this 7 upon 4 on this side. So we get p square minus 3p is equal to minus 7 upon 4. Dear friends, again we use the formula. Third term is equal to half into coefficient of p the whole square. Remember the word p here because the equation was based on p. But normally students commit a mistake again here. When the equation is based on x, you write x here. When the equation is based on n, you have to write m here. But here, though the equation is based on p, some students by mistake write x here. That is a very common mistake which students normally commit. So here we get half into coefficient of p is -3, that is half into -3 the whole square, that is -3 into 1 minus 3 upon 2 the whole square. -3 square is 9 and 2 square is 4. So we get 9 upon 4. So the third term of the equation is 9 upon 4. What do we do next? We add 9 upon 4 on both sides of the equation like what we did the earlier time. Now when we add 9 upon 4 on both sides, we get p square minus 3p plus 9 upon 4 is equal to minus 7 upon 4 plus 9 upon 4. Therefore, p square minus 3p plus 9 upon 4 is equal to 9 minus 7, that's 2 upon 4. Square root of first term, sine of middle term, square root of third term, and we put a whole square here. That makes it a perfect square. That is equal to root 2 upon 2 the whole square. Taking square root of both sides, we get p minus 3 upon 2 is equal to plus or minus root 2 upon 2. We shift minus 3 upon 2 on this side, we get a positive 1. That's p is equal to 3 upon 2 plus or minus root 2 upon 2. Therefore, p is equal to 3 plus root 2 upon 2 or p is equal to 3 minus root 2 upon 2. Therefore, the solution set, dear friends, is 3 plus root 2 upon 2, comma 3 minus root 2 upon 2. Dear friends, after doing the third type or the third method of solving quadratic equations, let us move on to the fourth method, that is substitution method. Now, some quadratic equations may not appear to be as straight and simple to be solved by factorization method, by formula method, or by perfect square method. So it becomes important to substitute the values. Let us see one such quadratic equation in front of you. Now here, if you see this method, that is this quadratic equation here, 2 bracket x square plus 1 upon x square minus 9 bracket x plus 1 upon x plus 14 is equal to 0. It really appears to be a bit difficult, isn't it? So let us see how to crack this sum. First, consider the middle variable, that is x plus 1 upon x. Let us take that as m. So here, let x plus 1 upon x equal to m. We square both sides. When we square both sides, we get x plus 1 upon x the whole square is equal to m square. When we open the bracket by using the formula ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, for that quadratic equation, same way we expand this a plus b the whole square. So when we expand this, we get x square plus 2 plus 1 upon x square is equal to m square. Now, x square plus 1 upon x square is equal to, we shift this plus 2 on this side. So we get m square minus 2. Now if you see the two boxes here, x plus 1 upon x is equal to m, x square plus 1 upon x square is equal to m square minus 2. We substitute these two values in the main equation. This is our main equation. Now, substituting the values, we get 2, as you can see, I am pointing out 2, here we have got 2 here. X square plus 1 upon x square is what? M square minus 2. So here, x square plus 1 upon x square, in that place we write m square minus 2 minus x plus 1 upon x is m. So in that we write 9 bracket m plus 14 is equal to 0. We open the bracket here. 2m square, 2 2s are 4 minus 9m plus 14 is equal to 0. That gives you 2m square minus 4 minus 9m plus 14 is equal to 0. That gives you 2m square minus 9m, 14 minus 4 is 10 is equal to 0. We split the middle term again. So we get 2m square minus 4m minus 5m plus 10 is equal to 0. 2m, we take it common, we get m minus 2, minus 5 common, m minus 2 is equal to 0. Common factors in one bracket, non-common in the other bracket. So we get m minus 2 in one bracket, 2m minus 5 in other bracket. That is equal to 0. Therefore we get 2m minus 5 is equal to 0 or m minus 2 is equal to 0. Therefore m is equal to 5 upon 2 or m is equal to 2. Now here we will substitute those values because our original equation is in form of x, and here we have got the value of m. Some students forget to complete the sum. They think that this is the solution set, which is a tremendous mistake because they will get only half the marks because you have left the sum incomplete. So dear friends, remember that this is not your solution set. This is not the final answer. What we have got to do is we have to resubstitute the value. What was the value of m that we have taken? We are taking it as x plus 1 upon x. So here we resubstitute the value. We get x plus 1 upon x is equal to 5 upon 2 or x plus 1 upon x is equal to 2. Now here we consider only the first equation here. Consider x plus 1 upon x is equal to 5 upon 2. We find the LCM. We get x square plus 1 upon x is equal to 5 upon 2. Cross multiply this. We get 2 into x square plus 1 is equal to 5x. Open the brackets here. We get 2x square plus 2 is equal to 5x. 2x square. We shift this 5x on this side. We get minus 5x plus 2 is equal to 0. The remaining method we have already done in factorization method, if you remember. So solve it by factorization method. We get x equal to 2 or x equal to 1 by 2. Now consider the second part of the equation, that is x plus 1 upon x equal to 2. We solve this exactly the same way as the previous one, and we again solve. We get an equation x square minus 2x plus 1 equal to 0. This equation we solve it by factorization method to get the answer 1. So the solution set is 2, 1 by 2, 1, 1. So dear friends, that are the 4 methods of quadratic equations to be solved. But as we move on to word problems, let us talk. I am not here to discuss the word problems, but I will surely like to tell you that word problems normally in quadratic equations consist of the following types. Either you get 2 consecutive numbers. Whenever you get 2 consecutive numbers, remember it's x, x plus 1. Whenever you need 3 consecutive numbers, it is x, x plus 1, x plus 2. If you want 4 consecutive numbers, add x plus 3 to it. But I've got something to add here. Sometimes in the question they say consecutive or even natural number. Students feel that odd natural number means x, x plus 1 plus x plus 3. Remember that or even in either case you have to use this itself. It is not that even means x, x plus 2, x plus 4, x plus 6, and odd means x, x plus 1, x plus 3, like that. Remember that for odd or even you are going to use the same numbers. Please mark it as it is. Next is the third type of sums that we normally get is age problems or number problems. Normally I would suggest that always take the smaller age as x or the smaller number as x. For example, if Ram is younger than Sham by 5 years, then take Ram's age as x because Ram is younger. That will make or appear the sum to be little easier for you to understand. And the last part or the last type of sums that normally quadratic equation has is geometrical type, where area of rectangle or area of triangle is told. So in such cases, remember the following formulas. Perimeter of rectangle, 2 length plus depth, perimeter of square, 4 into length, area of rectangle, L into B, and area of triangle, half into base into height. Dear friends, if in case you have any doubts or difficulties or any form of queries regarding maths or science or any other subjects, please log on to www.loksatta.com or please be in touch with Loksatta Yashasvi Bhava. Thank you.